actual athlete professionally, Olympic level, 100-meter sprinter if I'm not mistaken.
And he's a 2-time European gold medalist.
So we're not going to see someone at a massive disadvantage the way I feel like JMX's last opponent was in terms of athleticism. 202 pounds versus 185 pounds.
How much of a difference is that going to make?
Well, it's a whole stone and then some.
Yeah.
Wow. Athletically speaking, I feel like they're well matched. It's just a case of can Coach Richard close the distance, because that jab of JMX worked wonders last time. I remember he just walked around that ring, just jabbing the face off him.
9 inches of distance difference in the reach.
And we all know that's a lot.
I mean, that is a lot. That's sizable, isn't it? Yeah. And basically, when you're looking at that, do you think Coach Richard will have trained in order to deal with that?
Now, the way I feel, Richard will be looking at it is he's got to get when JMX throws that jab, left-hand jab, he's got to duck either side of it and get on the inside. That's the only place.
He's got to slip it.
Yeah, that's the only place that Richard's going to have any luck. He's on that inside where, he's almost smothering JMX and just getting those body shots. And, obviously on the chin if he can. But
Mike Fox had a little bit of joy with that last time. Mike Fox just sort of chased JMX around the ring. And I think that Coach Richard should look at that and think, all right, Mike Fox isn't the athlete I am. How could I expose that weakness a little bit? The only thing is that was last time. JMX will have been working on tying up those holes, especially with a coach like Vidal Riley behind him, who will have focused in on that.
So Vidal will be very key behind that as well, technically bringing him up to another level.
And Coach Richard has only had, 2 weeks training on boxing. So as much as he's an athlete, is that enough when JMX has been training boxing for months?
One thing you are missing, though, True Geordie, is that Coach Richard has farted in JMX's bed. That's one of the stats. Yeah, genuinely, it says it here on my notes. He's farted.
You don't get this
bed.
on Sky. Can we just say that?
Because most of the time, most athletes don't get into the other one's bed and have wind.
No,
this is it.
Most of the time.
No.
A lot of YouTubers share beds. Tell us more about that, Joe.
So there's one time in Callux's bed. I actually can't say.
Right.
But it was very inappropriate.
Right. Okay. Of course, Joe here, the one who's anyway.
Under strengths, Coach Richard he's used to dealing with pressure. He's used to stadiums. He's used to the big crowds, and I think that could play dividends today.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. I mean, obviously, I was going to say, JMX has been here and done it before. But, Richard is used to this environment. If anything, Richard could look at JMX's last tape, the tape of his match, and be able to analyse, like you said, pick apart the different weaknesses he may have. Go on.
We've got the things about them that annoy them the most about each other. JMX says he's sick of Richard trying to beg the underdog card. And Richard says clickbaiting, especially using Tegan to clickbait. That's what annoys me.
That's an interesting piece of feedback on both YouTube channels there. Certainly interesting.
Very different YouTube channels. Coach Richard 13,000, JMX 2.5 million.
I think the numbers speak for themselves there, but actually the numbers don't speak for themselves there, if you know what I mean.
I don't know you.
Oh, right, okay. What I'm trying to say is 2.5 million through clickbaiting is sometimes different to 13,000. Do you know what I mean?
The biggest thing is that numbers are irrelevant when you're in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No,
I like what you
no
said
amount of followers.
Last time.
Yep.
Doesn't matter about the followers this time. It's all about who's the better boxer.
Can I ask you one question? Is a gold medal relevant, or 2 of them in Europe?
Is it in boxing? If not, I don't think so.
I believe it's in sprinting.
Well, unless he's going to run away the old time.
I guess what I'm saying is
maybe he might.
He's used to performing on the big stage.
Well, 100% then. Obviously, this environment is buzzing. I don't think it's going to faze either guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these guys are looking a good physical condition.
I want to bring one thing up. JMX, to my knowledge anyway, used to struggle with anorexia, and now he's reformed from that. He's shown like he's grown as a person. And he's using this to show what you can do after overcoming something like that. So credit to him.
That's an inspirational story in itself, because overcoming eating disorders is something that I think a lot of people do very quietly and struggle with that.
And when you look at him in the ring now, you see a proper bloke. Do you know what I mean? He's well built.
We're about to see him step into the ring now. JMX will be the first one to do the ring walk tonight. It's the third of the fights on the undercard.
First to make his way to the ring, presenting Coach Richard.
Oh. The They've been billed the other way. So that is my. They've been billed the other way. What can I say?
CoachRichard comes out looking determined.
That's serious. That's a fighter's walking away, isn't it?
See that he has shaved his legs.
Big piece of information there.
Yep.
Yeah, huge.
These are without doubt the biggest punchers we've had on the card so far.
Yeah.
We're going to see a lot more power in this fight.
And also a lot more accuracy. That's the important side here. It's all well and good having power, but can you land it?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Look at him.
This is the thing, right? His job was being explosive. Do you know what I mean?
But
I
A.
can't
Johnson.
not help him.
But A. Johnson will now announce the second of the fighters, JMX.
His way to the ring, JMX.
I'll be interested to see what physical condition Joel is in. Joel with that classic hair there that he's always had. That confident grin on his face. He's looking big, he's looking confident. All 6'5" of him. And there's his trainer, also the trainer for other fighters tonight, Vidal Riley.
A man who's being billed as a future world champion. Having him in your corner can't do anything bad for your confidence.
It can only do good things, Drew Geordie. This, I've got shivers going down because we know Vidal is one of those serious trainers. He's going to have gotten Joel up to a whole other level here.
I'm expecting improvements from last time for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Technically, at the least.
Do you think I could get
Live from the Manchester Arena, Manchester, uploading events brings you 4 2-minute rounds of boxing. Now we introduce first the blue corner. At 31 years of age, he weighed in officially at 185 pounds even. A double European gold medalist at 400 meters from Leeds, Yorkshire, presenting CoachRichard.
CoachRichard oozing the confidence.
The ring in the red corner. At
Enjoying
20 years of age, he weighed in officially at 202 pounds even. He fights out of Stratford, London, presenting JMX.
You'll see when the camera cuts to him there, he's got that left shoulder sort of strapped up. It's not bandaged. Now the referee's looking forward to it. I like the referee tonight. He's got a lot of personality. Should put it that way. Brings the two fighters in. Joel still hasn't put his head guard on. Vidal places it on.
eager to get started?
Very. There's Joel there getting his head guard fixed on. Not averse to having the camera in his face. You see Team Richard doing the same. Vidal, look at that guy. He's guided so many of the guys who are going to be stepping into the ring tonight.
He's become a pivotal character in the YouTube boxing world.
And we're expecting him to become a pivotal character in the professional boxing world.
We had him on my podcast. He's
one
of the nicest guys you could ever meet for a bad man, if you that makes sense.
One of my top 5 guests of all time on the podcast. A great interview. Worth going and watching that.
I just can't believe he's 21.
Mate, the maturity on the guy is unreal.
I love the anticipation he shows by rubbing his hands together. He knows this fight's going to be good.
We see the shoulder strap of JMX there. That was an issue last time. It's known to pop out of place. And if that happens this time, you could see it stopping. Oh,
Both those guys looking in each other's eyes.
We're serious.
David and Goliath almost.
JMX showing he isn't phased one bit.
Just a little shoulder rub there from Vidal on Jay.
fact that they're so worried about that shoulder would give me confidence if I was an opponent.
Could it be misleading though?
No.
No?
Not at this level.
You don't think that's misdirection? I'm just saying, I'm trying to add something. I'm trying to add another layer.
You just feel like this one's going to seriously go off.
We're picking up now. Business is picking up, lads.
Here we
We're heading
go.
towards a main event.
Business.
This is a good fight.
It's about to boom. The ring boom.
Oh, it's JMX coming out southpaw.
You might hear early on Vidal there just encouraging Joel.
Right hand by Coach Richard. Good right hook there.
Joel leading with that right as
Good
well.
feints.
Joel's moving a lot. Joel's moving a lot better this time.
Yeah. Much more on his toes.
Yeah. Yeah, for a 200-pound guy, he's built for this, let's be honest.
Yeah. Quite young himself, isn't he? Only
Yeah.
21. Getting out
He's
there.
massive for that age.
Yeah.
Nice little short right hand. Jab from Joel again.
JMX's technique looks good.
Much
like,
better this
seriously good.
I'm
This
really
is
enjoying it.
Vidal's handiwork.
Yeah.
We're seeing right now.
Those feints and stuff.
There's sort of a silence around the ring now. It's got a bit more.
Coach
serious.
Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body
Jab
shot.
to the Joddy. JMX reading the eyes of Coach Richard constantly here, looking for what he's going to do next so he can get in there.
That reach is making all the difference right now, isn't it?
Yeah. The game plan of JMX is working perfectly. Coach Richard is
Do you think the do you think it's about getting inside that, Joe, inside that reach and not letting him fully extend it?
Yeah, I mean, the issue is every time Richard tries to step in, JMX is whopping him one with that left hand.
Yeah.
he's got a nice jab on him, JMX. And this is the time where Coach Richards has to go. He does go, but it's answered back by JMX.
It's very clear. His punches are landing very high on Joel, aren't they? He's trying to go for the head. End of round one there.
All right.
That was a textbook first round for JMX. It feels like a business for him.
Were they feeling each other out, do you think, though?
I mean, in a way, I do feel like Richard, compare how he started that to how he's walking back to his corner. Very different. He looks almost like, wow, JMX does know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He really can. That jab, I think every time that jab is just hitting him in the face, it's almost like, wow, I don't know how to get past this, in a way.
And the feints played a part as well,
Yeah.
because it kept them guessing. And when you do that, you don't know what's coming next.
How can you train to box against that unless you can find someone who also has a big reach?
Well, you obviously got to put the hours in, and that's one thing that Coach Richard hasn't been able to do. Obviously, he is athletic, but I think, to my knowledge, only a few weeks of boxing experience. Experts at dealing with that style. You look at Mike Tyson, constant head movement, moving inside, and aggressive when you do get that chance. You take it straight away. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing a hesitant Coach Richard who's getting picked off.
I'm not saying this disparagingly, but sometimes he is sort of cowering back from Joel's shots.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want
he's
to
a
be doing
heavier
that, do you?
guy. He's got a massive reach.
Absolutely, so it's not criticism, right?
No,
It's just an observation, really. Vidal constantly in his ear. Remember what we were saying.
And it's a good right hook from JMX.
But was that due to a big punch landing, or was that because he shifted his weight? He looks fine now.
I
He's
think
up.
he was a little bit off balance,
Yeah.
and that was part of it. But it was a good punch nonetheless from JMX.
For someone who has a channel that some people sometimes sort of take for granted, Joel looks very serious out there.
And he's following it up. Right hook, body shot. Coach Richard looks like a deer in the headlights a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do next.
Nervous now.
This is much better from JMX, this fight.
Is Joel just
Impressive.
walking him down here right now? He's just backing him into a corner. Look, how is he supposed to get out of that?
I think those feints, the way Joel's hands are constantly moving, you don't know, is he going to punch, is he not? Yeah. Richard has felt the power and he can't take any risks now, knowing, you know, it can literally put him to the ground in one punch.
Do you get a fear of that power?
Straight left to the body by JMX.
It's not something you want to
He's
see.
lining it up. He's lining it up all the time. He's just waiting for that opportunity.
Just loosening the body up a little bit.
JMX is getting comfortable, and they're far too comfortable to lose this fight now. He's really soaking this up. CoachRichard just struggling.
It's interesting what we were saying before, obviously, because
He changes stances, JMX.
because CoachRichard went down, that now leaves this round in favour of him, which means he has to be more aggressive.
And he's kind of just walking around getting punched, mate. There isn't really much of a response yet.
I know.
I'm surprised at this.
But it can put you like that. Like, you take a few shots,
Good,
and then
straight
bam,
left.
you almost...
Right hook.
Now he's starting to
using it so well, JMX, here. That reach.
see he's carrying more. I don't want to see that. I feel quite bad for him at this
Body
point.
shot.
End of round
Wow.
2.
This has been a masterclass from JMX. The level is so different.
One observation, you can see the killer instinct from JMX's coaches, mainly because they're not letting up. They're going to keep going, finish him off.
Yeah.
It's not about, let's keep this one going.
He's finding it very easy, Joel, here.
Very easy
And
indeed.
I think, like with how KSI does, you see Joel, I feel, is taking confidence from his team. His team is so supportive. They all, sound how authoritative they sound with what they say. Like, I think the trust is there. Whereas, you look at Richard right now. He looks a bit
Defeated.
Yeah, he looks defeated. He doesn't look like he knows now what he's going to do.
And just look at Vidal giving really specific instructions
Yeah.
to Joel, but so
Coach
aggressively.
Richard has to go for broke now, lads.
Yeah.
He has to come out and swing and hope he lands something big and get the respect of JMX, because JMX right now thinks this is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
You were chatting to Coach Richard's coach earlier, weren't you, Trudeau?
Yeah, he's trained a lot of fighters. Seems like a nice guy, but at the same time, how much can you do in 2 weeks?
How much can you get out of a fighter? Yeah. And also, you can't train someone not to be scared of something.
Exactly.
Or at least not in 2 weeks
That
anyway.
takes months, doesn't it?
Yeah, that takes a very long time. Took me a while until I'd let Brian within a certain distance of me when we were first podcasting.
All right, Richard, you've got to go for it now.
Third round,
Come on, Richard.
2-0 to JMX so far. Coach Richard needs a big shot in this round.
Those of you who like the underdog out there, support Richard. Ooh, smack.
And more of the same from JMX early on.
Ooh, that was
It's a
Wow.
good shot, counter punch.
You saw his head jerk back there.
Coach Richard needs to keep his hands up. He's going to stop them.
Both of them
He's
just
got that jaw wide open, Richard does.
Sucking wind, isn't he?
the left arm goes up very quick there.
Up. And he is going for it, Coach Richard.
Both of them trying to use the power on the other one.
That's the first bit of real aggression we've seen so far from Coach Richard. That suggests he knows he needs a big shot in this round.
Who is pulling who into who there, though?
Oh, and it's a good hook from JMX, and he looks for the finish. Is he going to... Oh, and he's all over. He's down. Coach Richards drops. And that's a real knockdown.
can
And
see-
JMX is hype.
The first win of the night for Vidal and his corner by the
Vidal
looks
really
of
looks
it.
pumped.
Absolutely in there with his fighter, isn't he?
What's got to be
Vidal
going?
Riley is saying, go now.
Put his arm forward in the same way as a commander would in the army.
On
Just
him,
tell him,
Joe.
go
On
straight
Joe.
for him.
That's what he's saying. And now we're seeing him go for the finish, but he has to be calculated still. He doesn't want to leave himself open, JMX. Coach Richard using some head movement, yeah, to try and stay out the way.
Credit to him for still trying to be a little tactical in there.
The ref breaks them up, and they go again.
Gets another chance to go at him.
JMX. He's worked the body a lot in this, and maybe that's a sign of what's to come in the JJ fight. There's a lot of body shots. Oh,
Ooh, that one looked a bit low.
a little bit low, but JMX looks fine. He's dictating this, and it's a hell of a job there at the end of fight.
That's where the phrase below the belt comes from there, doesn't it, Joe? We should explain
Exactly.
that, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. You're not allowed to punch below the belt in the sensitive area.
Yeah.
That was a clear win for JMX Styles, I think.
Very
3 rounds
convincing.
to 0.
And you could see the reaction of his coach as well, couldn't you?
This is the thing, like, I'm
I
just
think
like,
this is a 4-rounder. Sorry, lads. I apologize.
Really?
Yeah, this
Wow.
this one's another round.
Do you think Vidal's going to be telling him the same in his corner now? Go straight ahead? Because he was just putting that arm out, wasn't he? And just saying, get him.
yeah, I mean, like, you can see Vidal's instructions were clear in that last round. Stay on him. Don't let him get his confidence back.
And he started to, because he started to
Yeah.
he was leaning back against the ropes, using them to support his body.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like right now what Richard has got to do is somehow block out what he's felt in these previous rounds and just go for it.
Not entertained by this fight so far.
No, I was trying to get a phone charger, mate, but I haven't got any help.
Ah, I can actually help you out with that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll help you out. During round 4, just know True Geordie's going to be charging his phone.
Right, let's have it, boys.
Oh, Coach Richards comes out aggressive here. He's made it to the final round, and he's thinking, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And he's turned it into a fight.
This is a fight. Oh, he's grabbed him now. There's no need for that. And Joel's just pressing himself in,
JMX is
isn't he?
obviously, while this is a boxing match, JMX is cruising. And that is Coach Richard's only chance, isn't it? To turn it into a brawl.
Well, you've got to admit, JMX's corner will not have been expecting that, will they?
No.
That's going to have been a big surprise. And it was a big surprise within the arena as well. You're right. This has turned into a brawl, hasn't it? He doesn't want to get knocked down again.
You know, in the final round, you often see fighters just throw caution to the wind and say, right, let's go for it now.
Yeah.
I'm a few rounds down. My only hope is to go and swing. And that's what Coach Richard seemed to do, but he's breathing heavy.
Very heavy. How much did that onslaught just take out of him? Oi, oi.
It's just body shots. He's mixing up lovely. Right hook by JMX. Another right hook, and Coach Richards is holding on now, you've got to say.
Yeah.
I like the variety of shots that Vidal Riley seems to put into his fighters. It's never just one thing, it's
There is a
constant mixture.
Yeah, constant
Keep them
mixture.
guessing.
And a constant voice from that corner of the ring as well. Positive encouragement and also just little notes.
Good job from JMX.
It's important.
Body shot. Oh, it's that overhand right.
Oh, Joel's locked his arm there. You don't want to do that.
It's tactical though. He knows if he gets past this, he's won the fight.
Coach Richards just got to go out there and go and swing for the fences now. He's not planting his feet really when he is swinging. And JMX is having his way with him right now. He's got him in the corner. Body. He's going for another shot, and that's a sure win for JMX.
End of the round there. The two fighters embrace. Joe, this one seems like a foregone conclusion.
Wow. I am just so impressed with JMX. Obviously not 10 out of 10, but his technique for the majority of that fight was just quality. Like, I can't believe it. Massive step up since last time.
No, it does
Very
feel that way.
convincing
Yeah.
win.
Extremely
Well
convincing.
done, JMX, from a lot of hard work clearly, and it's paying off, you know.
Well, those of you at home who are worried about True Geordie's charger, you'll be pleased to know that his phone is now beginning to charge. It's almost at 20%. This one seems now like the first of the night there for Vidal.
It just makes me think, like, is Vidal some sort of superhuman that is turning these realistically regular guys into absolute boxing beasts? Because the difference there in skill was remarkable. I know, like, Richards only had 2 weeks, but still, like, JMX looks so confident in his ability. And is it signs of things to come later on tonight?
Yeah.
Is JJ's ability going to have increased by like tenfold?
You would think so.
You would have.
It seems like it did with JMX, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah.
And speaking of the main event, I've just had a text message from Logan Paul that says, I'm going to bring the fireworks later on.
Wow. Do you think that means literally? Because indoor fireworks can be fantastic for a boxing match,
I think you
can't
know
they?
what he means.
They're pyrotechnics.
I mean, he's certainly one of those guys who's Hollywood, isn't he? He's got the bravado, the showmanship.
4 rounds, and we go to the decision with a score of 40-35, declaring your winner in the red corner, JMX.
Well, you got to say, that was pretty convincing, wasn't it, Joe?
100%. See what it means to him.
The whole
His second victory in a row, lads. He's
Yeah.
putting together a nice little streak.
Which YouTuber wants him next? Big
I
question.
mean, is he taking any more?
The thing is,
I might hit him up.
he's an odd shaped lad. I wouldn't suggest that, Joe.
Yeah, no. He's certainly an odd shape for you, Joe.
Wait, who? Oh no, I'm saying
JMX.
getting Vidal as my next coach.
Oh, right, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
No, not JMX. He'd kill me. Destroy me, mate. Mere scorch on the pavement.
JMX steps out the ring and he's about to be interviewed by True Geordie, who places the medal around Joel's neck. Over to Geordie.
here with the winner, JMX, mate. You seem to level up massively from last time. Much better performance. What went into that performance?
Just everything, like fucking everything. First up, big up to my team. Big up to my team, you know who they are. The real camp, everyone there. Reed, the person training me. Thank you to everyone, my girlfriend, my dad, even you, Ben. Even you. I never quite say that.
Before the fight, you mentioned some of your struggles in the past and how you've overcome certain things. I think that's amazing. Can you give people a little insight into what you've been through to get you out there?
Yeah, well, I used to have, like, it wasn't massively serious, but, like, I used to have anorexia at some point, so, like, it wasn't like 14, but just the fact that I can come in as a, like, kind of heavyweight and do a boxing match, you told that 14-year-old back then, he will laugh at you, so the point is believing yourself about where you are right now. You fuck knows where you'll be in the future.
Mate, couldn't take it out, well done. JMX!
Well, we saw it last time. Oh.
Respect to Richard.